Welcome back to Mast Appeal, the Saturday morning live show on Catholic Radio, where you can get free, friendly advice from a Catholic perspective. Today's show is pre-recorded, though. Our Valentine's Day special, I'm at a mother-son dinner and dance with my son, who knows how to do ballroom dancing, so I can hardly wait to dance with him tonight. But so we have wonderful callers calling in today to share with us their love stories of their faithfulness, their love stories of overcoming struggles in love and in marriage. And our next caller is George Robinson, also like Marie, our earlier caller. That's one of the faithful to marriage vows, faithful spouses, even though they're not with their spouse. So George is joining us from the KCEO San Diego, California station. So welcome to the show, George. You're on the air now. So tell us about this, inspire our listeners and me about your faithfulness to the church teachings and faithfulness to your marriage vows. And so that means you don't date and you're not looking for someone else, even though you are no longer civilly married to the person you married. Is that the case?
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
My wife did file for divorce and got divorced and is doing her own thing. And I think the best gift I could give to my children is to be ready for that reunion and that reconciliation.
Oh,
so
I just got goosebumps when you said that. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, well, that would be the best thing I could give my kids. And it's the most peaceful thing I can do in the situation is just waiting for God and waiting for her to bring that reunion together. So as far as the ecclesiastical state, we are separated, but I'm remaining faithful and looking forward to that time.
So is this, like people might ask, is this like a false hope? Is this, or is it an anxiety, or is this just a real peaceful comfort joining with God that this faithfulness will continue?
Well, all of those things you mentioned are fair things to say. When this first happens, it is the most traumatic thing I have ever been through in my life. It just hurts. And it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the things you're going to do is have that hope and to bring back the way things were, because that would be so much, easier. With what everybody wants, it would be the best state. And that may not happen. So that hope that you're speaking of, I often think of the Chesterton quote that love, if for it to really be love, means to love the unlovable. Otherwise, it's not truly love. It's not the virtue, the cardinal virtue of love. The same thing with hope. My hope isn't, am I going to play the odds and go to Vegas and bet on this? That's not the hope I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's a hope that's in heaven. Our hope is greater than just our material circumstances. In the same way that the Eucharist, the material substances don't look like the body and blood of Jesus, but the actual substance of it, and I can't remember the theological terms, but the actual realness of it is the body and blood of Jesus, even though our eyes deceive us. And so I feel often with the sacrament of matrimony that even though externally the circumstances don't look good, internally, the actual sacrament, according to the church, is still standing until something is seen otherwise.
Okay.
So I hope that makes some sense.
So the sacrament has not failed. The sacrament is still the sacrament. It's just a person's participation in it has dwindled, I guess, on your wife's part.
Yep, it's being challenged, but you know what? We made a commitment that no matter what, until death do us part. So I'll stand no matter what.
You're being faithful to that. And then how about the children? You mentioned in your notes a quote from Father Burke about children of divorce are orphans in their own home, and being a child. Even though I was an adult when my parents were divorced, that really touched my heart. How does this work for your kids, knowing you're trying to be faithful, and do they have visitation both places? How do you think they see marriage, and how are you trying to help them see it?
Well, that's part of how they see marriage is a big reinforcement for why I take this stand. Okay. That is very important to me because, it's break the cycle of divorce. And I want to be the example.
Okay.
So that is an important thing for me. For them, they're living in two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you mentioned that adults with divorce also feel this pain.
Yeah.
And it's true. But they're living in two different worlds now, and that's the way it has to be for now.
Okay. Well, thank you for the call. Unfortunately, we're at the end of the show. I could talk to you so much longer. Thank you for sharing your story and for your faithfulness to marriage. Thanks, George.
Thank you very much.